Star Wars: The Force Unleashed was developed by LucasArts and is a third-person action game in the vein of God of War, Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. This was one of the last games by LucasArts before they were bought out by Disney and they shut down their studio, which is a shame because they've made loads of great games in their time, not only this one and its subsequent sequel, but others like Jedi Academy, Republic Commando and much more. The art style of this game is good but can be a bit muted with the browns and blacks, but I do believe that that's just the Empire's aesthetic, because on the Felucia missions, especially during the Shaak Ti mission, the colour palette does pop more. The soundtrack is standard Star Wars, which feels a bit weird to say to any Star Wars music is standard, because even the sequels, for how bad they can get at times, still have the appropriate epical musical scores, and this game is no different. It's bombastic and epic in the big moments like bringing down the Star Destroyer, and it's somber and reflective in the quieter moments when it needs to be, such as the fall of the Rebellion meeting. The story for this game is following Starkiller, a Sith assassin who is Darth Vader's secret apprentice and is the son of a Jedi who Vader killed at the start of the game. The story is decent, though it does feel a bit on the shorter side with only 8 to 9 missions, which I feel the game could have been longer like the PS2 and Wii version, which has more missions of Starkiller visiting the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. But I'm not sure if it was the time constraint of developing 2 games for 2 different systems, but I feel the Wii and the PS2 version have the superior story flow, but this version does flow well and it's still good and is still definitely worth playing and hearing the story. This game plays a lot like usual action games. You have your light and heavy attacks with button combos for grabs and a few buttons tied to force powers like Force Push, Force Lightning and Force Grip. The levels have explorative elements to them and have a good degree of verticality, where there are hidden collectibles like extra force points, costumes and best of all, lightsaber colours, so it's worth exploring each and every level to find them all, to become more powerful and customise Starkiller to how you want. This game does come with 3 DLC missions, 1 to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and 2 set in the timeline of the bad ending where Starkiller becomes the Emperor's apprentice. And all in all they are good. Obviously it's just 1 mission each, but I do wish we got a 3rd mission of Evil Starkiller rather than the Jedi Temple, just to round out the original trilogy. I know there is a DLC in the 2nd game based around Return of the Jedi, but it's not in the same timeline as the ending of this game, but beggars can't be choosers. For what we've got, it's another couple hours of fun and definitely worth picking up. While I know most fans of Star Wars will have played this game already, if you haven't and are looking for a good time set in the Star Wars universe, I highly recommend this game. Fortunately, the events of this game are no longer canon, but it's still fun as a legend story, and Starkiller is still widely considered a fan favourite character, and his story is definitely worth hearing.